Alright, well, I decided to quick shoot a little video. So we had the sunnen, what is this, model MA, I think? Yeah, sunnen model MA fired up today. I needed to make an adapter. I'll show you. So this bucket's what we're getting ready to work on. And it's a weird combination of the holes are quite a ways apart at the bottom. And I could squeak it out and do it with a 6-foot bar. Had it in there, had it centered up, and then discovered that there isn't even close to being enough clearance between the bucket and the center line of my boring bar for a standard bearing. You can see they're pretty large, and I looked at some other ideas for mounting it and decided this was ridiculous, that what I actually want to be able to do is get off the end, and I had two options for doing that. One would be I do have an 8-foot bar that I had the keyway cut in, but I haven't put tooling holes in it yet. But an 8-footer, I did a little measuring, was like just going to be too short, really. So what I decided I really want to be able to do is to connect one of my 6-foot bars and my 4-foot bar together and get myself 10 foot worth of bar. And I know that Climax makes couplers to do that. I don't happen to have any, and I don't happen to like Climax's prices. So I wanted to make one. I had this piece of seamless drawn over mandrel tube that happened to be 2 1/4 inch ID. Now, it's 2 1/4 minus 5, so it was, well, a little more than that. It was 2.4, I gotta think here, get my numbers straight. Anyways, it was 6 under is what it was. I'm too tired now to put the number out. But anyways, so that was just too doggone close to put it in the lathe, and honestly, trying to get something running dead true in the lathe, I mean, I could have horsed around, put it in a 4-jaw, but just, I mean, when you've only got 3 thou on a side to clean up, and on something like this that's going to have a bit of a skin on it. So anyway, it was time to fire up the sunnen hone. Now, the problem is I don't have the proper, I don't know what they call that, but stone set to do 2 1/4 inch. You know, the type of stones that this normally uses have a very, very narrow range. They're like 40 thousandths range. So what I did instead is I've actually got 2 of these sunnen JNs. So I had a couple for some reason of the 3/8 size. So I dismantled it, took the guts out, and made myself an adapter to let me run my sunnen JN, which incidentally, it's the same thread as the AN series also. So it worked slick. I mean, you don't get, the downside is, one of the advantages of this, of course, that you can dial in your stones as you're running it, whereas this, I'd have to stop, crank it up a bit, and, you know, I can't use the gauge, but still, fantastic. Having the flood cutting fluid on it, and did just an awesome job. So I've now got this thing honed out. It made it round. You could tell drawn over mandrel is not precise. It was dead nuts round by the time I got done. And I was able to just, you can see, like, there it is right there. I mean, just zero clearance. Fantastic fit. So now what we're going to do, I don't know how Climax does this. I'm going to split this down the side to accept a 3/8 key, which is what the drive bar takes. I'm only going to split it in, I haven't decided exactly how far, but probably come in 1.5 inches or so from each end. And then what I'm going to do, well, actually first, I'm going to turn the outside of this. This is really, really close. It's a little bit big, but close to the diameter of these collars that fit my bearings. So I'm going to turn the outside of this right at the end to allow one of these collars to go on each end, and then split it for a key. And then what my theory is to go ahead and I'll actually open that keyway up just slightly oversized, put a key in there on each side of it, and then put these pinch collars on. It'll keep the key from flinging out, give me some positive drive with the chunks of key, and I'm sure this will flex enough with that keyway cut out of there to let it pinch down and grab the shaft good. And then that's going to be my drive coupling, and it should stay precise enough, because then I'll obviously shove my bars through till they butt together in the middle, and there'll be a section, you know, about that wide that has no key cut in. So it should run dead true, be a nice positive drive, and then allow me to start stacking boring bars. So, and I mean, I don't often run into a scenario where I need this much bar, but it has happened a couple of times, and it's time to be set up for it. So anyways, though, I am pretty stoked. This is the first of the new machines that came in that we've had under power. Had to do some crazy digging sludge out of it. Right now I'm running kerosene through the thing. I know everybody's going to say it's terrible for your stones. Yes, it probably is, but don't really care at the moment. I wanted to clean out good. I cleaned the tank out, but then, it's just sticky stuff all over it. And what I did is ran it a while. When it seemed like it was cleaning up, I dumped a couple gallons of medium weight hydraulic oil in there, some AW 46, 42, I don't remember what that was. Anyways, and we're going to experiment with that and see if we can't come up with a home brew that I'm having a hard time coughing up it'd be almost $500 worth of sunnen oil to fill this, and I'm just having a hard time convincing myself it's worth that, but we'll see. Maybe I'll change my tune if it eats stones like crazy, but so far, stones weren't loading, they weren't glazing, it was just doing a gorgeous job of cutting. So, as long as it keeps that up, I think I'm going to have a hard time getting motivated to spend the big bucks on sunnen juice. But anyhow, and then I'll put some of the time lapse of me working on it, but you can see I finally drug in. This is all sunnen stuff that's been in my storage room and in my trailer, and I've decided that if I go mobile from now on, I'm going to dig through here, pick out the sunnen stuff that fits whatever job I'm doing, and load it in the truck and take it with me. I've been hauling tons of this stuff around with me, and some of it in the storage room. I never had the stuff that I needed, and a lot of it was packed in boxes. I couldn't find it, so I still got to organize this because I have no idea what sunnen's stone numbers mean. I got to get the catalog out and get this organized by size and grit and all of that. But you see, we've got, this is all the actual type of stone sets that are supposed to be with that sunnen MA hone. I got a couple sets of those, but we're cheating and using a 3/8, and it's not like I wrecked anything. I just took the set screw out, slipped it out, and machined a drive shank that goes into one of these holders to let me run my JN and AN stones. So anyhow, that was it. I'll put some time lapse of me loading this shelf and trying to get organized this morning so that I could get to work on the tail end of this video, and we'll catch you guys next time. Have a good evening.